Welcome back to One-on-One with educator Dr. Fritz Pinnock. All right, Group Managing Director of Lanneman and Morris Shipping Limited was your next position, and as you said, you had a bit of history with that company.
Yes, I went back this time. By then, my good friend and mentor, Mr. Harry Maraj, had purchased the company. So I went back with him, and that was a very exciting period, that we worked together, grew that company in a very major way, and diversified the company into logistics, into different areas. So we're into port management, managed the Ocho cruise ship port. We were into manage about 70% of the cruise shipping in Jamaica.
Really?
Managed major lines like Evergreen, Sea Freight Line. So it was a very, very interesting time where you got to put your hands on all aspects of the industry. Very, very interesting period.
Did they remind you about how you got your foot in the door to begin with?
Well, Mr. Harry Maraj, even today we always laugh about it. And I can tell you, the first day I went on the job, then he was a sales rep. Mr. Maraj, the chairman, executive chairman and CEO. So he was a sales rep. And I remember he took this map and he started teaching me the trade routes, the shipping line, and then Evergreen was starting shortly after the round the world service. So I learned so much at his feet, and even today when I go back, I go and look at that map, and we have a good laugh.
You were so bold. When I heard that story, I was very impressed, I must say.
Crazy, right?
All right, you transitioned into academia next, joining the Caribbean Maritime Institute as executive director, and UTech as an adjunct professor in maritime and engineering studies. How fulfilling compared to the corporate world was that new role?
It was just on the other side, of my calling, because by then I saw the challenges in the education sector. I benefited from the opportunity to go and study in the UK, and I knew what it cost Grace Kennedy at the time to send me, and I said, well, how many more Jamaicans would like this opportunity? So coming back to Jamaica, I was involved in CMI at the time, and I got the invitation several times, and nudge was there, and then after a while I wanted a new challenge. A new challenge. Lanneman and Morris did so well, felt it was time to take on a new challenge, and I see myself as a builder, so then at the time CMI was going through a rough period. They had less than 300 students and small institution fledgling. So, I took on the challenge as a madman. Got some other crazy people along with me, and there we started.
Yeah, and it's gone from strength to strength. You have over 5,000 recruited now, don't you?
Over 6,000.
Over 6,000?
Yes.
Wow, what a growth.
Well, God be praised.
And I must say, your graduates, your students, they seem very disciplined, they seem very focused. It's a kind of culture that I think could be emulated across Jamaica.
Yes, and that was deliberate, because I can tell you on the first day on the job, I got a call from Mr. Peter Harron. He's the owner of Harron and Partners, and then was largest supporter, for placement on board his ships. He has spent millions of US dollars and got just a few officers. So I said, listen, this is not working. So I begged him, I said, please, this is my first day on the job. So I end up in his office sometime after in Germany, and I negotiated with him. I said, listen, I'm asking give me your best captain, and I will give you many captains after. And he said he's going to do it, and as a man to his word. I said, I cannot afford to pay him what he's getting, so can I pay him the fringe benefits, and you pay him the salary? So we had a negotiation.
You're a good negotiator.
No, I'm a professional beggar. So, he came, and that was the start. So we decided to change the landscape.
Yeah.
To put tertiary education students in uniform, which is a big resistance. Yeah. People were saying, oh, they were wearing blue jeans and T-shirt. I hated it when I went there. I said, no, I'm seeing an elite institution, not necessarily elite from elite standpoint of, but an elite institution in terms of its output. And then people say, oh, you cannot put the students in white shirt. I said, okay, for that, then we're going to put them in full white. White shirt, white shoes, white socks, white gloves.
Keep it clean.
And believe me, now the students hold you accountable. Yeah. But the interesting thing is that last year, our chancellor has been on us that we should start wearing the uniform as staff. And then some of our students came to me and said, we have a problem. the students are far more disciplined than your staff. And I said, yes, I think so. So when we start wearing the uniform, you'll be stopped on the corridor. Come here, sir, please. This is not right, you have to fix this. And I think that is so exciting and interesting. You know, now you can see people have now bought into it, and it is now part of the culture of the university.
They have to be ship-shape.
Yes, I'm very happy for this. And we have extended it to even the high schools now.
Really?
So we're
It's a really good look. All right, between 2005 and 2012, you pursued a doctorate of philosophy in sustainable development. Was that the hardest thing you'd done?
Was it the hardest? One of the hardest, yes, I would say, because it was really crazy. I started at the University of Plymouth. I was invited after my master's to come back, and while there pursuing my doctoral studies, I had a past scholarship from the university. There was a change in leadership, and they said, you're from the Caribbean, this should not be allowed. So you're going to have to pay how many years tuition fee at how many £1,000 per year. Jeez. So I just walked.
Yeah.
So then I was looking to do something in my field, but I couldn't find. But I found not the University of the West Indies, but I found Professor Clayton. He's a fantastic man from Scotland. And then, you know, we looked at various options how I could get. So I switched then from cargo shipping. So this was my second PhD. So it was really crazy. And then I decided to go into cruise tourism and look at it on the sustainable development, which was another crazy thing because I started on a bold move that I had no support from the library because I was really highly specialized here. But I was really happy because I had a great supervisor, I had great support. Now the deputy principal of UE, Professor Ian Boxill, so Ian was there with me, so they were part of the journey, and you know, then that was it. It was very exciting.
Got it done. All right, CMI became the Caribbean Maritime University on World Maritime Day, September 28, 2017, and you were named president. How proud were you of that moment?
It was such a humbling moment, you know, because this was a 10-year journey doing this transition. I saw the end product because, as Covey said, you begin with the end in mind, which was where I started. And I believed in this for the young people. I saw the need for a change in the education sector, that we could not continue to present the same old thing, and that was not fit for purpose. And I saw, so CMU was actually operating at this level for 7 years before. So it was a very, a very emotional moment. And that day, yes, I shed some tears because it was such a moment that, you know, I mean, we have all worked hard for, and to see, well, even before that, when I saw in Parliament, where the two sides of the House came in full agreement, you know, to support, that was when I felt the weight of the nation on my shoulders, that I have to deliver this for the country. And I could only do it with my team, and I have a fantastic team, and I want to tell you, kudos to all of them.
All right, thank you so much for joining us for another in our one-on-one series where we feature individuals who have served in the public sphere and have made an impact nationally. I'd like to thank internationally recognized educator Dr. Fritz Pinnock, and thank you for joining us, and invite you to join us again next week for another gripping interview in our one-on-one series.